Hi, I'm Aaron Bauer, and welcome to this edition of 2 Minutes with Around the Rings. Big changes in Colorado Springs. Starting in 2019, the United States Olympic Committee will have a new chair of the board and chief executive. Chairman Larry Probst announced his departure from the organization at the end of the calendar year this week. Probst took over the committee's board of directors in 2008. 1 year later, the U.S. was embarrassed at the 2009 IOC session when the Chicago Olympic bid lost in the first round of voting. Afterwards, Probst worked to repair relationships within the Olympic movement and negotiate a new revenue-sharing deal in 2010. The U.S. won the right to host the 2028 Summer Olympics and is now considered a frontrunner for the 2030 Games. Probst will be succeeded by Suzanne Lyons, who served as interim CEO this year. The USOC hired Sarah Hirschland to replace CEO Scott Blackman, who stepped down earlier this year. In a powerful statement, the USOC will now be led by 2 women. The departure comes at a troubled time for the USOC as the organization is mired in the Larry Nassar abuse scandal. Probst said that for the USOC to move on, change needs to come from the top. "I take this very personally, and we have said on many occasions that we are sorry for what happened," Probst said about his departure. Probst's IOC membership is directly tied to his NOC leadership, meaning that the USOC will lose a member with his departure. He says he will meet with IOC President Thomas Bach soon to discuss how to stay in the Olympic movement. A new 2026 shakeup. And then there were reportedly 4 bids. Sapporo, Japan could be the latest city to withdraw from the 2026 Winter Olympics race. The city's deputy mayor will meet with the IOC next week as the region recovers from a major earthquake. The death toll from last week's Hokkaido earthquake reached 41, and the Japanese media are reporting that city officials believe priorities should be refocused. Sapporo has already mulled delaying its bid for the 2030 Olympics, and that option is still likely on the table. In Canada, Calgary officials voted to keep the 2026 bid alive to see it to a popular vote in November. The Calgary 2026 Bid Corporation says the Games will cost over $5 billion, with $3 billion coming from the different levels of government. A mid-sized ice arena, field house, and Olympic Village must be built should a bid succeed. Venues in Whistler and Edmonton are being considered to cut costs. The IOC will decide its candidate cities for 2026 in its October session. Stockholm 2026 awaits Sweden to form a government, and a joint Italian bid continues to undergo political wrangling. Erzurum, Turkey is the other candidate. I'm Aaron Bauer, and that's this week's edition of 2 Minutes. For 25 years, your best source of news about the Olympics is Around the Rings.